Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave, and if you're new to the channel, welcome everybody. Today we're looking at the Hot Wheels Star Wars Starship Select Jedi Interceptor. This is a one-of-one Best Buy exclusive released in 2023. This particular variant of the Jedi Interceptor is made to look like Anakin Skywalker's when he must travel to Mustafar to wipe out the Separatist leaders and end the Clone Wars. Therefore, it was first seen in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, released in 2005. So enough of me yapping, let's get into the review. Alright, let's get this review started. Like in all my videos, I will go over all the major sections, and we'll get a nice close-up look to see those fine details. So for the major parts on here, we'll begin in the front. We have these two long barrels here. Those are the laser cannons. The little nibs right here and here, those are the ion cannons. Then right here we have R2-D2's dome. Looking nice, and this does move, so let's take a quick look at that. Looking at R2-D2's dome, it can rotate, but it is a little hindered. So as you can see, we have this collar piece that goes right there. And if you rotate the head, or dome, you can see it only goes about that far before it stops. And then to turn it the other way, you just rotate it like so, nice and easy. And then it stops right about there. So yeah, a little hindered, but the fact that it can rotate at all is a beautiful function for the model. Great stuff. Speaking about moving, next we have our radiator panels. Now these do open up, so let's take a quick look at that as well. When it comes to the radiator panels, these do open up, so what I like to do is find a spot where you can see a little gap, put your nail in, lift it like so. The same for the bottom. There we go. And for this side, this one's a little stern there. There we go, and open up this. And just like that, the wings are open and they look fantastic. Check that out. Beautifully molded, very thin. Great job. What do you guys think? I think they look great. A little negative space in there as well. We'll have a closer look in just a few. But very nice touch. Looks great. Oops. There we go. So to close them, like so, and you're good to go. Well done. Nice. You know, this is the third time I believe I'm reviewing this particular mold, and every time these open and I notice the head rotating, that takes the cake, man. Like, this is a great little model. Now we have our cockpit in the center, which looks very nice. You can see the little TIE fighter window in the front. Really sick. I love that aspect of it. Open circle fleet right there. Pretty nice, the emblem. In the aft, we have our engines with painted thrusters, which is amazing. Pretty cool. On the bottom, we have our 3 rivets, 1 peg port, and then we have some copyright crap. But besides that, very nicely done, very detailed, and a beautiful piece. So now let's get a closer look. Alright, for our close-up look, let's begin with the front and bottom of the vessel for a change, and then we'll move to the top. In the front, you can see we have our laser cannons in the center, and these little recessed areas right in the front, which looks quite good. For the bottom, you can see some nice raised sections there, some support beams, different molding going down the sides, and we have our laser cannons in the center. Looking very nice. Just focus on one side for now. But really cool. I love all the detailing down here. Just fantastic. You can see there is a lot of industrial shapes. Different types of polygons molded in there. Really cool. We have our ion cannon right there. Looking very nice. We have our wing section right there with our radiator panel. And we'll get a close-up look of the inside in just a few. You can see some nice line work in the aft. looking dope. For this side, it's the same as the other. You can see all those nice little pipes looking good. Coming this way, our ion cannon. Little recesses and panels on the radiator panel right there. The wing, I should say. Very nice. And more line work. For underneath the cockpit, we got our 3 rivets, copyright cap, and the peg port for the stand. Very nice work. You see some line work there as well. And some raised pieces right here in the aft, which is very nice. Some line work on the top right there. Very cool. In the aft, we have our engine section, which is nicely painted with that nice baby sky blue type color. Looking very cool. We got some components on the sides. Trying to use the macro camera so we get nice and close. Wow, technology is nuts, isn't it, everybody? Normally I would have to do this by hand, but I just move it in and it auto focuses, which is nice. You just got to give it time to regulate. Now on the engines, you can see there is lots of detailing, but the paint sort of rounds everything off and you sort of lose some of that great detail. From a distance, it looks great, but looking up close, you can see what's covered up there. Oh boy. For the interiors, we can see some nice work. Little paint chip in there, but that's how it came. Recessed in back, right on top of those engine thrusters. We get a nice diamond shape on the top. Looking pretty cool. For the top, we have again some nice line work. Panel fin looking dope. Love around the astromech looking nice. We have our ion cannon again. And beautiful line work. Excellent. For this side, it's the same as the other. Ion cannon, beautiful paneling. Look at that. Excellent stuff. Well done. Now next to the cockpit, we do have this nice collar section that I call it. You can see it looks amazing. We got some details in there as well. There we go. Really nice. That's on this side as well. Before we get to the cockpit, we have our little R2 unit dome. And you can see there is molding on there. Right there, you can see a little raised section. Now everything else is sort of painted, no real mold in there. However, for R2's face section, we have our sensor and the projector. And you can see it is molded and it's quite nice. Looking really cool. For the cockpit, we have these great looking windows in the front. You can see they are slightly recessed in, which is a great touch. And then we have the major section here. And I love the paint. How the windows are slightly lower than the supports right there. Beautiful. And on the sides, we have some nice line work. A little rounded off due to the paint, but it is what it is with the Hot Wheels ships. The enamel paint just sort of does that. Really cool. And then there's the top. Looking fantastic. Little paint scuffs here and there, but I got this one off eBay and that's how it came, believe it or not. And it was in the box too. Not too bad though. From a distance, you don't even see any of that. We are quite zoomed in, but such a nice piece. So before we continue, let's look at the inside of those radiator panels. Having a closer look at the open wings, this is the bottom radiator panel opened up here, and we can see that it does have a nice border and 2 support beams in the center. And what's neat about these are they are slightly raised up compared to the waffle designed radiator panel, which is pretty cool. I like that quite a bit. Very nice. Now the main body here, we can see some nice line work, paneling, very cool. And if I take my finger and I open up the top one, you can see there is some negative space there, which is a very welcome touch. I like that quite a bit. Now when these close, you can see a better look at the design there, how it looks like an Eggo waffle. Close the top, and it is very flush. That is great. Now for the top fin, we're going to try and open this up so we can get some light in there. It's a little difficult to film the top ones, but hopefully it's going good. I might have to do this one manually, everybody. Let me see what I could do here. There we go. Real-time focusing there. You can see the great design work there, and the sides that are a little protruding outward. Very nice. And then the main body here, we do have our line work and open space right there, but fantastic. Nice. Such a great piece. So that's everything I have to say about the mold. It is fantastic. So now let's get this bad boy on a stand, talk about the paint and other dimensions, compare it, and then we'll be done. And now looking at the stand for the Jedi Interceptor, you can see it has that nice glossy black look. The Republic symbol painted on there, looking fresh. In the front, we have Star Wars and Hot Wheels, as always. On the underneath, guess what it is? Copyright crap. So after the base, we do have our pylon. Plug it in like so. Hear that little click. Grab your vessel, put the ball into the socket. And just like that, everybody, you are good to go. Having a closer look at Anakin Skywalker's Jedi Interceptor, this bad boy has 11 different colors. Tan, green, maroon, yellow, silver, blue, glossy black, black, gray, light blue, and dark gray. Wow, I think that might be some sort of record here. For the ship's size, it comes in at 3.11 inches or 79.09 millimeters. For the ship's weight, it comes in at 2.38 ounces or 67.65 grams. And now for a quick size comparison with the Hot Wheels Star Wars Starships Select Jedi Interceptor, I have it next to some other Starships Select vehicles. First, on the right hand side, we have Anakin Skywalker's original Jedi Interceptor, love the yellow, nice ship there. And on the left hand side, we have the Republic gunship. These craft look amazing, and if you want to see in-depth reviews of any of them, check the links in the description below. And for an added bonus size comparison, I wanted to get all three Jedi Interceptors together, and boy did they look great. And that does it today for my review of the Hot Wheels Star Wars Starship Select Jedi Interceptor. Again, this was a Best Buy exclusive released in 2023. If memory serves me right, this is the third time I reviewed this particular model, and I'm always blown away by it. It's beautifully done, line work, moving parts, recessed windows that are slightly lower than the supports. I can't ask for a better piece. This is amazing. Where this particular model shines, however, is in its paint. You have 11 colors here, really bringing this to life. It pops on the shelf. It stands out more than Obi-Wan's or Anakin's, with the maroon and yellow. This has different colors, and it sort of stands out. It actually looks great. And you can't forget, it does come with that beautiful glossy black stand to unify it with the rest of the collection, which I'm a major fan of. So that's everything I have to say about this exclusive today. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. And if you like to see new videos every week, subscribe. From the bottom of my heart, everybody, thank you so much for taking time out of your hectic schedules to watch my show. It really means a lot to me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody.